Faceplant is right now one of the most powerful tools for making sound design for video games and movies with. It is capable of creating everything from basic whooshes like this to advanced magic spells like this. But it has a bit of a learning curve. So in this video you will learn everything you need to know to get started with Faceplant and how to use it to create sound design for your video games and movies. When you open up Faceplant, it doesn't make any sounds at all, it's just a blank sheet. But don't worry, it's easy to get your head around how this works once you know the structure of Faceplant. The sound starts to get created here in the generator section in the left side of Faceplant, then it moves over to the right side into the effects section and then out of Faceplant into your track in your DAW where you have inserted Faceplant. Here in the generator section you can choose between different generators to create the first seed of your sound. You can choose between analog. This is very much an ordinary synth generator, similar to any kind of soft synth that you have come across. Then you have the granular engine, and this is probably sound designer's favorite module. This takes any sound that you load into it, splits it up into small pieces and then plays it back again. This often creates really cool results. Then we have the noise generator. This might sound a little bit boring, but it's a very useful module, both to create sound effects on its own, but also to layer together with other generators, because you can hit the blue line here in the middle and you can add generators in here and have them layered inside of groups. And then you can have multiple groups here too, and you can label these individual, say that you have one tonal layer here and then one noisy layer up here, for example. The next generator is the sampler. This plays back any sound that you load into it and you can play it back all over your keyboard. And the last generator is the wavetable. This is based on the same technique as popular synths like Vital and Serum are based on. Wavetables are a really great technique for create evolving sounds with a lot of life. After the sound is created here in the generator section, it sends it over to lane 1 in the effects section. Here you can choose between multiple different effects, everything from basic compression to reverb to more abstract and advanced ones like phase distortion and reversers. Here the sound now travels through lane 1, lane 2 and then lane 3 and then out to the track where you have inserted Faceplant on. Underneath the generator and the effect section you have a section called Modulators. The instance that you can load in here doesn't make any sound of their own. Their purpose is to make other things in the synth move and come to life. Here you can choose between multiple different modulators, but the most common ones are LFO that has a constant motion and the curve that just moves once each time it gets triggered. Another thing that might have been triggered is your interest of getting into sound design. If so, one of the first things to do is your showreel. The showreel is a really good practice opportunity since you're making a lot of redesigns when you do them. They are also really great for getting an understanding of what kind of sound design you like to do and what not. But getting started with the showreel can be a bit of a hurdle, so that's why I put together this cheat sheet for you. This covers everything you need to know to get started with a showreel, like what content to have in it, what types of sounds to have in it, how it should be structured, and yeah, everything like that. So if you haven't created your showreel yet, I highly suggest you download this little cheat sheet just to help you get started. Let's now create a simple sound effect to learn how all the different sections of Faceplant work together. For this demonstration, let us create a riser sound effect. Start by clicking on New and load a generator. And let's choose the analog generator for this purpose. The fundamental attribute of a riser sound effect is that it rises in pitch over time, so adding that pitch motion is a good starting point. We do that by adding a curve modulator, and then we grab this handle and pull it all the way down. And then we grab this handle and pull it all the way up. And let's change the length of this to a slightly longer one, say 4000 milliseconds or 4 seconds. Now it's time to connect this to the master pitch of Faceplant. We do that by clicking on this orange plus button, and now this curve modulator can be connected to any of these plus signs that appear. We choose the master pitch over here, and now you can hold and drag to the value that you want, or you can right click and type in the exact value. I want this to rise over a full octave, so I type in 12 semitones. Now let's have a listen to what we have so far. Cool, we already have the fundamental parts of the sound now, but in just a couple of simple steps we can make this so much more interesting. The curve modulator that we have set up can be used for so much more than just changing the pitch. Let's open up the unison section of the analog generator and reduce the detuning to 0 and then connect this curve modulator to the detuning. The effect of this will now be that the sound will get more and more detuning as the pitch rises. Let's have a listen. Nice, let's add some effects to this too. Here in lane 1 we can add a delay, but I just want the delay to affect the sound in the later part of it. So let's reduce the mix of this to 0 and then we can duplicate the curve here, and we do that by holding shift and just drag this over to duplicate it. And since I just want the delay to be a part of the sound in the later section of it, I want to add a node here and just pull it right down and then connect this to the mix. This means that we will not have any mix of the delay in the beginning, but then we will ramp it up over time in the end. Let's have a listen to that. This is really cool now. Another common effect for risers are filters, so let's add a filter next. And I want this to open up as the sound progresses. So let us use the first modulator again and connect that to the cutoff. And let's have a listen to that. Nice, but I would like it to sound a little bit less predictable and have some more life. We can add that by using an LFO together with the curve. So let's add an LFO and connect that to the cutoff. Yes, you can have multiple modulators connected to the same parameter. Just increase that and then increase the speed of the LFO. And let's have a listen to that. Yeah, this is great, but I still want some more life out of it. So let's use the first modulator again and modulate the speed of this LFO. This will make it move faster over time as the pitch rises and the filters are opening up. Let's have a listen to that. Nice! Yeah, you see, in a couple of simple steps we created a really cool riser effect. Even if Faceplant is my go-to synth when making all kinds of sound effects, there is a really powerful free alternative.